All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something huge, how you can take all those incredible tech skills you have and turn them into real strategic business value. It's all about changing how you think, moving from just being a builder of stuff to becoming an architect of solutions that, frankly, executives just can't afford to ignore. So, let me ask you something, and be honest. Do you ever feel like the amazing technical work you're doing just kind of vanishes when it gets to the executive level? Like, you build these beautiful, efficient systems, but the moment you have to explain them, it's like you're suddenly speaking a completely different language. Well, that's exactly what we're going to fix. In this explainer, we're laying out a simple 4-tier framework. Think of it as your roadmap, a way to package and talk about your expertise in a language that execs and clients not only understand, but actually get excited about. We're talking about making your impact visible, real, and something people will pay for. Okay, first stop on the roadmap. Tier 1, the foundation. It's a really powerful but simple idea. Before you can secure anything, before you can automate anything, you've got to get a handle on the knowledge that actually runs the business in the first place. And the core concept to make that happen is creating a single source of truth. Just think of it as the ultimate cure for corporate amnesia. I mean, when everybody is working from the same playbook, you completely wipe out those annoying information silos, you cut down on mistakes, and you make decisions way, way faster. Okay, and this right here is the absolute key. It's all about how you frame your work. See, on the left, that's what you build for yourself, right? A cool little proof of concept, maybe a pipeline that syncs your notes. But look at the right. That's what you sell. You're not selling a note syncing tool, no way. You're selling an enterprise solution for knowledge governance. It's the exact same tech, but the value proposition, it's on a whole other level. And of course, you give it a name that sounds as valuable as it is. The Unified Knowledge Governance Framework. See, that isn't just a project, it's your first real portfolio product. It proves you can build a scalable knowledge infrastructure, not just, write some docs for yourself. And this table just lays it out perfectly. You start with your raw technical skills. Those are your inputs. You build a little proof of concept to show, hey, this thing actually works. But the final, most important step is packaging that poke into a product that solves a real, painful business problem. All right, let's climb to the next level. So you've built this amazing foundation. Now, you've got to protect it. This is where you shift from being a builder to a guardian of the whole architecture. We'll cover governance in Tier 2 and then security in Tier 3. So in Tier 2, you basically become a translator. You take these super complex, kind of abstract compliance frameworks that executives are always worried about, things like NIST or SOC 2, and you connect them directly to the technical controls running in your cloud. You become the bridge between that high-level business risk and the on-the-ground engineering work. And this is your Tier 2 product. It makes you a strategic partner, someone who can sit down with leadership, really get what they need for compliance, and then turn around and show them with a living, breathing architecture model that your infrastructure is already compliant by its very design. Now we get to Tier 3, and this is where we really level up security. Forget the old school idea of moats and castles. We are talking about an intelligent, context-aware, zero-trust model. What does that mean? It means security stops being a frustrating roadblock and instead becomes this invisible helper for the business. And the way you get there is key. You start with the absolute basics, the stuff that's not negotiable. Then you add layers, like tiered access, so people only get to see what they're supposed to see. But that third step, trust orchestration, that's where the magic really happens. This is where the system itself dynamically decides if a user is trustworthy based on who they are, what device they're using, and even where they are in the world. I mean, a name like that says it all, doesn't it? You're not selling them locked doors and annoying password prompts. You're delivering enterprise-grade security and resilience, but as a totally seamless, friction-free experience for the user. It just works. So again, the summary shows the path. You build a lab to prove you can do it, and then you package that power into a product. You're showing that you know how to defend the business against the crazy, borderless threats we all face today. Okay, now we're at the top of the mountain. Tier 4, the multiplier. This is where you stop just being a guardian and you become a force multiplier for the whole organization. And it's all about smart, scalable automation. What we're talking about here is a GitOps-driven pipeline. It's a system where your entire infrastructure is managed as code. It's always on, it can fix itself, and, this is the big one, it can scale to infinity without needing a bunch more people to manage it. You're literally buying back time for everyone in the company. And you don't just get there overnight. This shows your journey. You start small, scripting away the boring, repetitive tasks you do every day. Then you start connecting those scripts into a real workflow. And finally, you use powerful tools like Terraform to build a completely autonomic infrastructure that basically manages itself. Now, with a product like this, you're not even talking about servers or scripts anymore. You're selling what the business actually cares about: speed, because you can spin up new stuff in minutes; reliability, because the system fixes itself; and totally frictionless scalability to handle anything that comes your way. So at the end of the day, this tier proves you can solve one of the biggest, most painful bottlenecks in any modern company: that friction between dev, security, and ops. You're not just a person on a team anymore. You're the engine that makes all the other teams go faster. So, what's the big takeaway here? How do you wrap all 4 of these tiers into one powerful story for your career? It really comes down to this. You build a closed-loop system. When that autonomic engine you built in Tier 4 deploys something new, it doesn't just do the thing. It automatically generates its own documentation, which updates that single source of truth you built all the way back in Tier 1. It gives engineering the speed it needs, and it gives the business the governance it requires, all at the same time. It's beautiful. Look, when you frame your work like this, you're not just a technician closing tickets anymore. You are an architect of business value. You're a strategist who gets the entire tech life cycle, from the first idea all the way to a system that runs itself. So the only real question left is, looking at this roadmap, which tier are you building today, and what product are you going to sell tomorrow?